79 additional COVID-19 related cases reported in Bexar County tonight, bringing the total to 2,120. 22 of those are from out in the community. Meanwhile, 3 more people have died due to COVID-19 related complications. 987 people are still fighting the virus tonight. 1,071 have recovered. We're going to continue our coronavirus coverage tonight in just a minute, but first, meteorologist Katie Blake keeping an eye on storms that are headed our way. Katie.
Yes, the weekend is upon us, and we're going to kick it off with some rumbles of thunder overnight tonight. I want to show you first where severe thunderstorm watches are posted. This, for now, is west of San Antonio and west of I-35. What this means is that anywhere in these counties shaded in yellow, severe weather will be possible. I am expecting this to be extended off to the east to include San Antonio and Bexar County and the I-35 corridor really any time now. And when that happens, we'll of course let you know. Here's a look at Doppler radar. We've got a line of storms that's been moving in from West Texas and the higher terrain of northern Mexico this evening. Really, this whole line here is severe warned, meaning there are severe thunderstorm warnings along the entirety of this line out west of San Antonio and 35. Not only that, we've also got some more isolated cells developing north of San Antonio and Bexar County near Canyon Lake up into Blanco County as well. No severe weather associated with those storms, but some frequent lightning and also some heavy rain in and around San Antonio. Things are quiet for now, but this line will be moving east over the next couple of hours, should work into western Bexar County as we approach the 10 o'clock hour. I'll be back in just a few minutes with more radar and a look at future casts, so you know what to expect over the next couple of hours. Got my severe weather tinnies on.
I'm glad you're showing solidarity.
Yeah.
You know, Friday night tennis shoe game.
Casual Friday. Yeah.
Exactly. And by the way, that's an impressive line of storms.
It's packing a punch, mainly wind.
Okay.
Not so much hail, mainly wind, and we'll talk more about that in a few.
All right. Thanks, Katie.
You're welcome.
What will classrooms look like in the fall? It's been one of the many big questions that parents have been asking as this pandemic plays out. Today, NEISD and SAISD superintendents joined Mayor Ron Nirenberg and County Judge Nelson Wolf for the daily briefing to answer some of those questions. SAISD Superintendent Pedro Martinez says there could possibly be changes to next year's academic calendar.
For me, I have a few questions. So one is, should we consider adding additional time during the calendar next year in case we have a breakout at a school? Because we want to be able to close that school, clean it correctly, disinfect everything, and making sure that our children are safe.
Martinez says the district also knows that some students are having trouble completing work because they don't have the best living conditions at home. This would be another possible incentive to adjust the academic calendar to give students more time to get the help if they need some. Meanwhile, NEISD Superintendent Sean Micah says they know not every parent will be ready to have their child back in classrooms at the start of the new school year.
We anticipate that some parents will not bring their children back to school in the fall, and so working with the Texas Education Agency, looking at how we can provide that option to our parents in the fall if they don't feel comfortable to come back to the campus, that distance learning is one of those options that's available to them.
Both superintendents say teachers in their districts are prepared to continue distance learning if necessary. One of the most troubling things about COVID-19 is the physical distance it forces us to keep from one another. So many families have had to say goodbye to their dying loved ones from far away, including a San Antonio man whose father died in a New York hospital. He recently received his ashes in the mail. Tonight, he shares his story with Tiffany Huertas and says he never imagined this is how he would lose his dad.
He was a very enthusiastic, very charismatic, very athletic person.
Isidro Roldan says there's not a day that goes by that he doesn't think about his father.
Always playing jokes and making you feel comfortable, you know.
Isidro says his father, Jose Isidro Roldan, died last month in a New York hospital.
They told me that he was positive with the COVID-19.
Isidro lives in San Antonio and says he wasn't able to see his father in the hospital.
No one is allowed to go into the ICU or see their family members.
After finding out about his father's death, Isidro quickly began to call funeral homes.
I called so many funeral homes in New York, and they're all have a waiting list of 20, 30 people.
He eventually found a funeral home that would help him.
They went and retrieved the body, and they cremate the body, and then they ship the ashes to me.
Isidro never imagined this would be the way he would say goodbye to his father.
My wife, she opened the door and she found the box outside, and that's that's how we got him. Yeah, they just left him right there in the front door.
Today would have been Jose Isidro's 81st birthday.
Still hurts really bad, especially in the mornings, because he calls me every morning before I go to work.
Isidro hopes his father's story will help someone.
No chance to say goodbye. To other news now, Assistant City Manager Dr. Colleen Bridger plans to resign to launch a private consulting business. Dr. Bridger's oversight over the Metro Health District, Parks and Recreation, Office of Equity, and the Department of Human Services. Before serving as Assistant City Manager, Bridger was the Director of Metro Health. Speaking during today's briefing, Mayor Ron Nirenberg praised Bridger's work with the city.
Obviously bittersweet. She's done incredibly well here in San Antonio and helped elevate the conversation of public health within our city organization and within our community, and is going to continue to be a strong presence for us here in San Antonio. I'm thankful she's planted her roots, I think.
In a statement, Bridger said she plans to stay with the city until July 17th. Another update tonight in the ongoing battle over mail-in balloting in Texas. The state Supreme Court has temporarily put a hold on the expansion of voting by mail due to the pandemic. The court siding with Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, blocking an appeals court decision that allowed lack of immunity to the coronavirus to qualify as a disability. In a statement tonight, Paxton praised the decision, saying in part, quote, "Protecting the integrity of elections is one of my most important and sacred obligations. The legislature has carefully limited who may and may not vote by mail," end quote. In case you missed it earlier this week on the News at 9, we put together an explainer on why vote by mail is so controversial. You can watch it right now at ksat.com/News at 9. Let's turn to tonight's 9 at 9. Georgia investigators searching for suspects after 2 women were found dead under a bridge. An earthquake damages a normally busy highway, and a look at how COVID-19 is impacting communities around the world. Here's tonight's 9 at 9. The Georgia Bureau of Investigations is looking for a car related to the deaths of 2 women. The women were found dead under this bridge. It's in Rome, Georgia, but investigators think the car is in Metro Atlanta. The vehicle is a gold 1997 Toyota Corolla that belonged to one of the victims. The Trump administration promising to work at, quote, warp speed to develop a COVID-19 vaccine by the end of 2020.
We're looking for a full vaccine for everyone that wants to get it.
The president introduced members of Operation Warp Speed today. He says he and his team feel encouraged that out of about 100 vaccine candidates, experts have identified 14 promising ones. A 6.5 magnitude earthquake recorded this morning in Nevada. It left cracks in several areas of U.S. Route 95. No injuries have been reported. Chile's capital, Santiago, is beginning a total lockdown tonight after coronavirus cases surpassed 30,000. Dozens of people were seen standing in long lines at grocery stores ahead of the lockdown. The measure will stay in effect for 7 days. Meanwhile, as part of the de-escalation process, 32 million people in Spain, about 70% of the population, will now face relaxed restrictions. But Madrid and Barcelona, the 2 largest cities in Spain, are still under stricter lockdown measures. Conditions in these cities have only improved slightly, and residents still face a significant threat from the COVID-19 viral outbreak. While some Texas businesses have been allowed to reopen, doors at other businesses across the state remain shut. Governor Abbott's current orders are only allowing massage therapists to operate with a doctor's note. Some say it's a restriction that's preventing people from getting the treatment they need.
Massage therapy, if we're able to give it the spotlight that it needs, people won't think that it's just a luxury anymore.
Gyms across the state will be allowed to open on Monday, but one Austin priest says he plans to stay home and just run laps around his house to get exercise. So far during this pandemic, he's run a marathon, 26.2 miles, around his house on 2 separate occasions.
Just was feeling a lot of anxiety about running out in the streets with other people and being around. So I just said, I'm going to focus on what I can do.
A baby elephant born at the Houston Zoo this week has survived emergency surgery. There were some complications during birth, and the calf tore a vessel in his umbilical cord. The surgery was a success. 325-pound newborn reunited with his mother shortly after. The zoo named him Nelson. A restaurant in Sydney is working overtime to give diners an authentic full restaurant experience even while capacity is being limited.
Just really wanted to add some atmosphere and give diners that realistic dining experience.
The restaurant owner has placed cutout dummies throughout the restaurant and replaced crowd noise with recorded background noise for ambiance. To read more about these stories, head to KSAT.com. It's all about ambiance, really. All right, back here at home, local bars have turned on their lights, but not for customers. Instead, business owners say it's for their employees and as a message of solidarity. The initiative is called Turn Up the Lights. It was organized by the Texas Bar and Nightclub Alliance. The initiative is meant to send a message to the public that these bars are ready to safely reopen. The TBNA listed guidelines for reopening business, which include using single-use plastic cups, wearing masks during operating hours, and maintaining social distancing guidelines.
We're prepared. We're prepared to really just open the gates and to some capacity, just something.
The TBNA sent these guidelines over to Governor Greg Abbott and his strike force. Just because you see something trending online doesn't mean it's accurate. At the end of every week, the Associated Press puts together a roundup of some of the most popular but completely untrue stories and images of the past several days. Let's take a look. Our first claim of the night, Nancy Pelosi is trying to pass a law called H.R. 6666, which would allow people to come into your home and take your family members for quarantine by force if necessary. All right, here are the facts here. The COVID-19 Testing, Reaching, and Contacting Everyone, or TRACE Act, clearly states that individuals who test positive for COVID-19 would quarantine at their own homes. The House bill would also give $100 billion to local organizations across the country to help with testing and contact tracing by funding door-to-door outreach, purchasing testing supplies, and hiring and training people to run mobile testing sites. Here's another claim that Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's top infectious disease expert, has sat on Microsoft's board of directors with Bill Gates as his boss. This isn't true. Fauci has never sat on Microsoft's board of directors. He has, however, become a target of misinformation ever since he became a prominent figure in the United States response to the pandemic. And billionaire philanthropist Bill Gates has long been a target for his work around vaccines. All right, one last claim or fact checking tonight. A video making the rounds on Facebook says onions can cure bronchitis, fever, and kill viruses in the air. But while onions offer nutritional and health benefits, there is no evidence they can cure these ailments or kill viruses. Local news matters, and students in local school districts are learning just how much. Several schools have allowed students to put together daily or weekly web broadcasts about the things or announcements going on in their school and districts. South San High School has extended the Bobcat TV news program to the entire community. The student-led shows are usually only played at the school. The students are coordinating with peers to put together articles remotely from home, kind of like we are. Teachers say it's a great way to teach students confidence and also the importance of being connected to their community.
This is their news. So having them used to that connection to their super local news, hopefully they keep that connection to their local community when they start getting older, getting to the workforce, voting, things like that.
Tonight on the Night Beat, hear from one of those students and why she thinks the web broadcasts are well received. We'll be back in 1 minute. Until this crisis is over, every weeknight we are trying to separate the facts from the fiction surrounding the new coronavirus. And tonight we are joined by SA 2020 CEO and President Molly Cox. Molly, thank you for joining us. And, I think a lot of people see SA 2020 as, maybe not as involved in the now as you guys clearly are. What do you say to that?
I think the challenge consistently with being an organization that's thinking about the future always is that we also have to know what's happening right now, right? We are for sure results driven. We are looking at the future to see where we're going, but we're looking at data now to figure out if we're moving closer to or further away from the future our community said it wanted.
So what is your data showing you right now when it comes to unemployment? Obviously, the hospitality, the tourism, the bars, I mean, they are hit the hardest. If we're talking about just areas of town where you're seeing the most unemployment claims, what does that tell us?
Yeah, we had been looking for more specific data because we had just seen sort of numbers, and Workforce Solutions Alamo has been a great partner in sending us some information, as has Economic Development Foundation. And we found that the vast majority of unemployment claims are coming from like the northwest side of town. Outside 410 typically, and also just more to the north and definitely towards the west of our city. What's interesting about those numbers for us is when we overlaid digital access to kind of look at both, what we were finding is that the areas that didn't have as much access to the internet, and I'm not just talking like, hey, they don't have the best fiber, that they don't even have the fundamental infrastructure for broadband service, or even a computer potentially in their home, those are where the claims are the least. So that's going to be sort of our southeast and west sides of our city, which, to be fair, is twofold and multifaceted and complex. One, it means 75% right now of all unemployment claims are coming in from the internet. That's a Texas Workforce Commission number. So we know that the vast majority of unemployment claims are coming in online. So if you don't have access to online, how are you, if you're sitting on the phone, how are you getting your unemployment claim in? And then secondarily to that, we also know that per capita income and unemployment numbers were actually higher in our northern cities, part like the north and the northwest, and on our south sides, west and east, where the vast majority of our Hispanic, Latino, Latina populations, as well as our Black, African American San Antonians live, we were seeing higher underemployment numbers. So that means somebody who's working full time but still living in poverty.
Right, and you talked about you don't have access, you have because a lot of these offices are closed down. Like you can't physically go in and file an unemployment claim right now.
Well, right. And let's be clear, we're seeing hundreds of thousands of unemployment claims right now. Predominantly female is what we're seeing coming through, predominantly Hispanic coming through. But the major conversation to also have is the system, right, was not built for this many unemployment claims. Nobody ever assumed that it would happen. So COVID-19 has really not created brand new need. It's just compounded the need that already existed. So what we're seeing is our system is being taxed even higher, right, than it's used to doing. So calling or trying to get online when the system doesn't have enough people to take in calls or to take in the amount of unemployment claims is also proving to be difficult.
Is there something that you're seeing that surprised you? Is there one thing that you saw that surprised you in the numbers or in the impact or what you're looking at?
I will tell you, it's not surprising, but it's always interesting to see, right, when you can verify an assumption. We have been tracking healthcare access, so in insurance coverage. We knew that health insurance coverage was, again, lower in our southern regions of our community, particularly if you use Highway 90 as sort of a break in our community. More specifically, we knew, based on the impact report we released this year, that there's a population of people between the ages of about 18 to 50, so that working age population where health insurance coverage dips a lot. We also know, again, if we're thinking about disaggregating data and really trying to figure out, target our interventions, our Latino populations, our African American populations have lower health insurance coverage. Why that's important, or what was surprising, is that when we started to see COVID-19 come out, and people were the city started to release their data on where the known cases were. The first, if you remember, it was a couple months ago, we started to see some higher numbers in areas like 78209 or the Center City, right? And everybody was like, oh, what does that feel like? And we were like, that's interesting to us. Why is that? So we mapped medical facilities, which you can see on our dashboard. So we mapped every medical facility in San Antonio, Texas. And what we found, again, if you use that Highway 90 as sort of a dividing line, many medical facilities are in our central to northern districts, and many are not below that Highway 90. So then when the city announced it was doing mobile clinics, right, to bring, hey, you may not have a medical facility near you, or you may not have health insurance, so we'll bring a mobile clinic so you could do testing. And now we're doing asymptomatic testing. We were hoping or trying to see where those would be mapped.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be interesting to watch. Where do those mobile facilities end up?
Yeah, we talked to Dr. Lisa Ochoa, who has many clinics on the south side, and she basically said, I don't think these people are getting tested. That's why we're seeing the 78209s and some of these others at the beginning.
That's exactly right. Because if you don't have health insurance, you're not going to the doctor.
Are you seeing, when you talk about the digital divide and income inequality and healthcare inequality, all of these same areas showing up?
Yeah, same areas, same populations, right?
Yeah.
We're seeing it's compounded and it's all interrelated. And I think that's part of the job at SA 2020 is to help people see that it's not as easy as a quick fix, right? It's complex and it's long-term and it's pervasive and it's systemic and it feels overwhelming. And yet, I cannot stress enough, Steve, we've been doing this for a near decade, and we can show you when we focus, when we do targeted interventions, we see progress.
Teen
pregnancy
rates,
rate, right? And like teen pregnancy rate is down. High school graduation rate is up. We are seeing more students when they are going to enroll in higher ed, going to 4-year universities rather than 2 years, which is a very interesting shift for our community. We have seen healthcare enrollment has actually gone up significantly. Voter turnout, we can talk about all day long. It's abysmal still, hitting at about 13% in municipal elections, and yet that's up from 6% a near decade ago.
Right.
There have been real positive changes, and what this tells us is the information helps us make better decisions to then create the results we want to see in our future.
All right, I want to quickly, before we let you go, because we're running out of time here.
Sure.
SA2020.org is is the website, and then you have a new website I want to talk about. weisgreater.org, correct?
That's right. Yeah, weisgreater.org is something that is sort of a passion project for us at SA 2020. We have been paying attention over the last decade of organizations and individuals who have really sort of figured out how to focus their programs and services. And when COVID-19 happened, we launched weisgreater.org just to show how quickly our institutions and individuals would pivot to meet community need, right? We saw CPS Energy said we won't shut off your electric bill. Saha started making sure that they were not evicting anybody. We saw SAISD immediately put Chromebooks in the hands of all of their students. There were the city did $25 million towards housing help when it came to internet and utilities and rent and right. So there have been so many amazing institutions who quickly shifted, and that's big ones. There were also tiny ones who did some amazing work as well, right? There's like coffee shops who've been delivering food to senior citizens.
Yep.
And it's been amazing. We wanted to start tracking that. One, because we wanted to show people in San Antonio, Texas, when we wrote our community vision and we said we are all responsible for our collective well-being, we meant it. And then secondly, we wanted to show, hey, these are policies and programs and resource allocations that we could continue beyond COVID-19 if we truly have the courage to understand targeted interventions, build up an entire community.
I love that. We is greater than me.
Yep, we is greater than me always. Go to weisgreater.org.
All right. Molly Cox with SA 2020. Appreciate your time tonight, Molly.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, take care. We'll be right back.
All right, let's get right to your weather forecast. Things have changed even since I spoke with you a couple minutes ago. We've got our severe thunderstorm watch area now expanded to include essentially all of the KSAT 12 viewing area with the exception of a few of our westernmost counties because the storms have already moved through some of our westernmost counties. So the severe thunderstorm watch will be until 4 o'clock tomorrow morning for all the counties in yellow. That includes the I-35 corridor, San Antonio and Bexar County. So all of these counties in yellow. What does this mean? This means that severe thunderstorms capable of producing some hail and damaging winds, possibly even an isolated tornado will be possible. Here's a live look at Doppler radar. The main show is this line of storms that has been moving in from the west this evening. These storms will continue to push east, eventually approaching San Antonio, probably in the 10 o'clock hour or so. So we're not too far away from these storms getting to the Alamo City. But before they get to San Antonio, they are packing a punch for some of our westernmost communities. Essentially, this entire line is under a severe thunderstorm warning, mainly for strong winds, but also for some hail. But I want to take you to kind of our most critical issue right now. And that's a sliver of this line that the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for. So it looks like there's a little bit of rotation in this leading edge of this line of storms. This is between La Pryor and Batesville there in Zavala County. So this is south and west of San Antonio. And what we're looking at here are the velocity on our radar. This is just winds moving in different direction where you see this red and this green. That's indicative of maybe a little bit of rotation in a storm. That's where we could potentially have a tornado. This has not been spotted by anyone. This is just a radar indicated tornado. So if you live in this red polygon here, Zavala County between La Pryor, especially if you are in Batesville, you need to get into the most interior room of your home, preferably on the lowest floor of your home or the structure that you're in. And again, an interior room, something like a bathroom or a closet, maybe grab something to cover your head because we do have some radar indicated rotation here. Even aside from that, this line of storms is producing very strong winds, some wind gusts up to 60, 70 miles per hour. So even aside from the tornado warning, these storms are nothing to take lightly. Severe thunderstorm warnings extend farther to the south, coming out of Maverick County down into Carrizo Springs there. Well southwest of San Antonio, farther north. Here we are back to the Highway 90 corridor, Sabinal. The worst of this has moved through, but you still got a ton of heavy rain and lightning here. So the deal with this line of storms, the leading edge that you see here where it looks like it starts to rain, that's where the strongest winds are. That's where we'll have those winds up to 60, 70 miles per hour. So it's going to be as this moves in initially that you get that big push of some strong winds, the heavy rain, the frequent lightning, that all fills in behind it. Now, even out ahead of this line, we've got some isolated storms that have gone severe, again, north of San Antonio. So this is up into a portion of Kendall County, Kendall and Blanco County. Blanco, this is still to the west of you. Sisterdale, this is to the east, so kind of sitting right in the middle of Sisterdale and Blanco. This storm moving a different direction, it's actually moving off to the northwest, and it could have some hail up to the size of quarters, along with some frequent lightning and heavy rain. Another storm there in Blanco County. So let's walk through Futurecast. I mentioned these storms are moving off to the east, and I expect that leading edge of that line of storms to get to San Antonio sometime in the 10 o'clock hour, probably around 10:30. So if you're in western Bexar County, out closer to Castroville, Alamo Ranch, you should look for these storms to start to move in as we get closer to the 10 o'clock hour. Storms will move through probably through about 11 p.m. or so. Once that leading edge moves through, that's when the really heavy rain and the lightning will settle in. As far as hail is concerned, there certainly could be some hail in these storms, but I think the biggest issue is that this is just going to be really noisy between the wind, the heavy rain, the thunder, frequent lightning. This is going to be something that wakes up the kiddos, wakes up your cats, dogs, and so they're probably going to need to be consoled just a little bit. So get ready for some snuggle time over the next few hours as these noisy storms move through. As we get into the overnight hours, certainly by dawn tomorrow morning, all of that rain is off to our east, and really the rest of the weekend does not look too bad. So let's wrap up your forecast here tomorrow. First thing in the morning, that rain is moving to the east. Will be warm and humid in the afternoon. Another warm and humid day on Sunday. Can't rule out an isolated storm sometime Sunday afternoon and evening, but rain coverage will be very low. And look at next week. Once we get through tonight, we've got a lot of sun next week, some nice warm afternoons, and we'll catch a break with some lower humidity for a few days. Have a good weekend.
Turning to tonight's top stories, here at home, a video of an argument between an angry shopper and other customers inside a Northside 99-cent store has gone viral. The heated confrontation happened on Wednesday at the 99 cents only store on Old Thousand Oaks near Jones-Maltzberger Road. According to San Antonio police, the man at the center of the video became irritated after a manager told him he needed to wear a mask inside the store.
Call the cops! You think I'm scared?
No arrests have been made in the case we spoke about, but police say it's possible that that man could face assault charges. Starting next week, Baptist Health System will allow hospital patients one visitor, but there will be new rules in place. Visitors will be screened for fever and respiratory symptoms, and they will be asked if they've traveled before being allowed to enter the hospital. Visitors will also be required to wear ID tags and face masks. Food, toiletries, face masks, and mobile showers offered today to people experiencing homelessness. District 2 City Councilwoman Jada Andrews Sullivan and her team helped organize the homeless care drive today.
Because you have so many places that are closed, we're finding out maybe our homeless shelters are filled to capacity. So those that are still, out are probably having a difficult time finding resources.
Spurs Give, Meals on Wheels, Veterans Helping Veterans, and Catholic Charities, just a few of the organizations who helped with today's event.
Hey guys, happy Friday. As the weather gets warmer, you might be looking for the lemonade stand happening in neighborhoods around San Antonio, but obviously that can't happen as much in these days. Still, one San Antonio mother got really creative as she was teaching her 5- and 3-year-old a little bit about the alphabet. She gets to the letter L and actually decides to make a virtual lemonade stand. Now, this was a really cool story. This local mother, Erica Espinoza, put together these little goodie bags and had people pay for the lemonade online. And when they would, she would deliver the lemonade to them. They sold for about $2 a bag. It was a little bag with water and the lemonade mix. And they actually raised more than $2,000, and she donated all of it to the San Antonio Food Bank. So that's super cool. Really good to see that entrepreneurial spirit and also just the charitable giving, even from a mother who actually had lost her job during this pandemic. So that's an incredible story on KSAT.com. Be sure to check that one out. Now, we've been talking about the Thunderbirds flyover all week, and there was a question that a lot of us at KSAT got right after the flyover happened. People were wondering what the black jet was that was trailing the Air Force Thunderbirds as they were doing their flyover in San Antonio. Now, I actually reached out to the Thunderbirds, and they told me that this was a security / photography type jet that they use to trail behind. So one thing that they do is they monitor air traffic, make sure everything's moving well, while another person is in the backseat of that jet taking photos of the Thunderbirds. Of course, it makes for a lot of great pictures, and we still have a ton of great content you can check out on KSAT.com about that. Our last story of the day is pretty much a slithery one. Recently, a San Antonio resident took a video in a pond near Salado Creek while she was biking. She found at least 50 snakes swimming in this pond together. Now, we reached out to a local expert who said that these were water snakes, that they are not dangerous, but they can't be aggressive. So, don't mess with them if you see them swimming around in the pond like that. To paraphrase the great Samuel L. Jackson, there are too many mother freaking snakes in this mother freaking pond. So that's it. All those stories and so much more on KSAT.com.
active weather night out there, so you can, of course, see the very latest on KSAT.com, the KSAT weather app, and coming up on the Night Beat at 10. Until then, good night.